Many companies are trying to enter a competitive market where a healthier diet is said to lead to a healthier lifestyle. Kind has taken this concept and ran with it. The success and growth of the company in this industry has led to a concern regarding maintaining the kind culture through expansion. The usual establishment of a company's culture through a physical presence isn't as simply accomplished as one would hope. Due to the large number of telework, one noticeable problem we can detect is an unengaged workforce. Communication and engagement becomes the focus of the issue. While telework can be just as effective as working in the office, the means of communication and processes in which employees get things done changes drastically. Now, as a company becomes engulfed in their own success, change becomes imminent. The existing organizational structure instilled by Kind must adapt to the rapid pace in which the company is growing. What works for a company consisting of what would be a few people is easily challenged by the addition of hundreds of more members. Having a deficiency in the structure can cause people to deviate from the company culture. While discussing the issues that Kind is facing as it expands, it is important to make several assumptions. One assumption our team is making is believing that Kind field employees have coworkers that live within their same general region, so possibility for interaction is present. This is extremely important due to the fact that the majority of the work done at the company is through telework. With this assumption in place, we can work on building a physical Kind community amongst the employees. In addition, there is the assumption that an existing organizational chart is in place, separate from our own, visualizing the structure of the company and the roles every member has within. In a company where the majority of employees are telecommuting, a fairly confident assumption that can be made is that the use of virtual teams is already in effect. Without these assumptions, or more information regarding these aspects, it would be difficult to completely analyze the issue Kind is facing and provide recommendations. The previously stated issues and the recommendations provided below all require an understanding of multiple concepts and theories in regards to organizational behavior. First, the importance of using the IPO framework to help manage relationships within teams must be understood. As the company grows, being able to manage inputs and processes at an individual, team, and organizational level become vital. Furthermore, implementation of virtual and multi-team systems are both required to retain the company culture and manage efficient telework simultaneously. The IPO framework is simple. It's the model that explains the flow of inputs to processes to outcomes. For any formula to work, we need inputs. In the context of Kind, this would regard understanding and managing the structure of work teams. Developing these inputs leads to processes, where we encourage and energize communication amongst the employees, drive interaction, and work with team leadership to be better guides. With all of this, the outputs will ultimately result in better team cohesion, greater function, and a stronger corporate culture. When organizing employees into teams, it's obvious that we can't have everyone physically present. Considering the majority of Kind employees telecommute, virtual teams would be an obvious choice in organizing employees. With virtual teams, there must be a strong line of trust amongst members, so it's vital the Kind culture is well understood and valued by team members. For those in the physical workplace, we can show strong utilization of multi-team systems. Conceptually, this is a team made up of different teams. Functionally, this means larger, more complex issues can be successfully taken on. What this means for Kind is we have different people coming in from different teams working together towards a common goal. However, for this team to work effectively, there must be a mutual trust among the teams and their members, again, stressing the importance of the Kind culture when it comes down to the individual employee. As Kind grows, new challenges will surface, requiring existing areas within the organization to be restructured. Our goal is to develop a structure where preserving the culture during this exponential growth is no longer an issue. To do this, the objective in mind must remain to keep teams at a healthy amount of people to maximize efficiency and effectiveness. We base this off of the two pizza rule, where it is recommended that teams ideally be no larger than two large pizzas could feed, so 5 members, plus or minus 2. The suggested restructure is based on the acronym of the name KIND as the main pillars of the structure. The name of each pillar will be kinetic, interactive, natural, and dynamic, each with its own team and agenda. This multi-team format is vital with respect to managing rapid expansion. Again, the goal is to keep team size from growing too large where culture can also more efficiently be maintained with healthy work relationships. Every component of this acronym identifies a segment of the proposed KIND organizational structure. The meaning behind each segment is as follows. The kinetic pillar involves kinetic energy, which is defined as energy that is in motion. Under this segment, the sales team should be placed. Members of this division understand what Kind truly represents. They would incorporate their customer and product knowledge along with strong communication skills to facilitate their sales plan. They themselves would be viewed as an extension of the Kind corporate culture. In the interactive segment, we would like to see the Human Resources Department be the focus. This includes many different aspects of this department, including recruitment and training procedures. Making sure that those that join the Kind team believe in the Kind mission is a priority when looking to preserve their culture. Under the natural section, we will focus on the Food Services and Nutrition Department. This department is entirely focused on the product that is produced and sold to customers. Specific functions of this segment would be to research new ingredients, develop new Kind bars for testing, and keep nutrition and health as a priority. Lastly, we have the dynamic pillar. This division is all about the economics of the industry. With such vast growth, it is important to forecast future expansion with the concentrated purpose of preserving the corporate culture, along with the success of Kind. So now, how does this tie into Kind? For example, a possible scenario using this format would start with the 4 pillars, all with different agendas, yet operating under a similar goal. Under these pillars, another cluster of 4 would be formed, signifying upper management. The inside of each cluster would be composed of teams of no more than 10 people, consisting of 9 associates and 1 manager. With Kind's rapid expansion, this model would allow for another team to be created as it grows, sustaining Kind's culture through manageable and effective teams. The Kind culture can also be preserved outside of actual work, with fun activities that bring employees together. For example, regional competitions will facilitate relationship development in an enjoyable and competitive environment. To enhance participation, the winner of these competitions would have a specified charity recipient to be granted a donation from Kind, which helps add to the original culture when Kind started. It's also important that employees remain engaged in and out of the workday. One way we can do this would be by implementing intramural sports for the employees. This would encourage employees to come together under a stress-free environment. Kind would also implement clubs within the same company. Similar to those created in school, Kind clubs would generate organized events where employees with common interests can convene. While these recommendations would certainly benefit those employees who are physically close to one another, what about those who are not? In order to bring together Kind employees as a whole, the construction of an intercompany social media network strictly for Kind employees would allow fellow employees to come together without needing to be in the same geographical area. This platform would allow employees to share their experiences in the field, the charitable events held across the country, and the activities such as the intramural sports and club events, all while keeping a constant flow of communication from Kind employees based across the nation. We'd like to thank you all for taking the time to hear out our plan for preserving the Kind culture during this rapid period of expansion. Through forming stronger and healthy relationships amongst employees, we can see a resurgence and strengthening of the company's culture. Remember, be kind.